So right off the bat, let's get into the hyperbole. It says Jeffree Star says he escaped the Illuminati and was planning to, quote, expose everything until the Hollywood elite tried to ruin his life. I do believe deep in my heart that this is now like the headed off at the pass rallying cry of anyone with something to hide.
I definitely applauded Jeffree Star, though, when he left Hollywood finally and he went to Wyoming to start this new life after multiple attempts at canceling him. And he's now, running his yak farm. He has pink machine guns and he's driving his pink Bugatti all over the state.
Was the original stuff about the racism claims from like 2020?
There's been a lot, and I kind of like I was like obsessed with beauty influencer drama for a long time in high school.
Believe it or not, I was not.
When that was like popping off 2016 to 2018, it was like high octane drama that I followed all the time. I swear. Now I've memory holed most of it. Yeah. Like all I remember is that obviously all of these influencers had extremely toxic friend groups and were, again, like professional competitors. And, people try to resurface clips all the time from people's pasts. Jeffree Star got his name from MySpace and being a MySpace artist.
I had never even heard of him other than...
I'm surprised because
no,
he was
very...
No,
I'm saying I remember song references to him by the Hollywood Undead.
Yeah.
That was like when I figured out who Jeffree Star was back in like 2006, 2007.
The only thing I'm wondering is how do you get an invitation to the Illuminati? Is it a letter that you get?
I think that he's using the Illuminati as more of like a nickname for whatever the Matrix. The Bohemian Grove, the Cabal.
Does Hillary Clinton show up with a red drink?
There was a I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if it was Gina Carano. Somebody just posted a meme the other day where they got a friend request on Instagram from the Illuminati. Nice. It's just the Illuminati. It's got the little eye of Horus.
Is it the Freemasons or is it something much bigger than that?
I bet you they send it by registered mail. I bet you they hand deliver you your letter.
He's using this as like a colloquial phrase to refer to the Hollywood elites who we know exist and have their own social circle, and we talk about them in other terms all the time.
Well, there was that famous piece from George Carlin where he talks about you don't need to have a bunch of people getting together in a room and like around a perpetually burning flame. All of these people go to the same colleges. They all work for the same companies. Like you don't need to have a big meeting for it to be a conspiracy.
And they work closely with the media so that they really can control someone's reputation, as we've seen happen with Ye.
It's happening with all these articles now. Like as soon as somebody goes bad, like you look up Andrew Tate now, and it's just all the articles are not even headlined even remotely like neutral.
I remember that there was a completely fabricated rumor, I think last year, that, or maybe 2021, that, because 2022 is last year now.
But, dude, I haven't seen you guys
Jeffree Star. The rumor was that Jeffree Star was having an affair with Ye when Ye was Kanye and when he was married to Kim. And it was simply because they both were Wyoming residents, and that's literally the only proof that they had, other than, I guess, Jeffree Star publicly hinting that he has had relationships that are secret with rappers and different like artists and celebrities in this world, but he's never named them.
You guys want to start a rumor?
I mean, I love spreading misinformation online.
Let's start one.
If you have any ideas, I'm open to them.
I want to go through these tweets, guys, because these tweets, it's like you went into the I'm gonna court the conspiracy artist like group.
Is it just because Andrew Tate was trending that he decided to say this?
All of this stuff is it's all very paint by numbers. So
he's gonna have
and I'm not
exposed.
even saying that not any of it's not true, but I love the idea because when they were talking about, I originally thought this said that he was going to expose people in 2020, and I'm picturing that somehow Jeffree Star had the goods on Fauci, and he's like, I've got proof of gain of function research that I got because Fauci's really into makeup. Like that would have been cool. Like if he'd found out that Fauci like really like loves beauty influencer channels, maybe.
I doubt it's that. I think because Jeffree Star has like rubbed shoulders with A-listers, but hasn't always been one himself, then he probably has a lot of information that we don't. But I don't know if he actually intended to ever expose it. He's still hinting that he's planning on telling people his experiences. But here's his first tweet. He said, "What a crazy effing year. I escaped the Illuminati in 2021 and they still haven't killed me. Every day I wake up grateful. In 2020, I was going to expose everything. In a matter of days, the Hollywood elite tried to ruin my entire career, villainize me, and flooded the news with lies to discredit me. If you guys only knew the truth about what they're doing to Britney and Kanye. Anyone who challenges the system gets eliminated." And then he said, "I still have a soul. Can't say that about a lot of these demons I used to surround myself with."
Apparently not. Apparently, like the Illuminati, they're going soft, man.
They
Because
just let 'em go.
I just keep seeing people
Getting
being
away.
like, I wouldn't off myself, but so, hint, 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 Illuminati. But it's
A lot of people
Nothing
were
seems to
pissed
happen.
that Jeffree mentioned Kanye in the same breath as Britney Spears because obviously Ye has been part of his own undoing.
Yeah.
At least in the public perception of things. And Britney Spears seems to be more of like a victim of circumstance. Even after her conservatorship, it's clear that she's not mentally well. And, her antics on social media give more unhinged and detached from reality than intentionally undoing her own reputation.
There was a thing on TMZ the other day where they caught up with Sam Asghari, her husband, and were like, "Are you controlling her?" And he's like, "Seriously?" Like, I imagine that if he was controlling her, she would be acting more normal, not more weird.
I did wonder, like, who is taking all of these weird videos and pictures of her?
Dude, she's I guarantee you she uses the timer.
Herself, like she does this on her own. Her
Tripod.
her son talks about how he doesn't like her posts, and I'm sure if you're married to her, you don't like that.
Look how
she's posting naked on Instagram.
Have you seen how handsome that dude is?
It's suspicious.
There is no way a dude that handsome takes photos that bad.
Yeah, her husband is named Sam Asghari. He's like 28 or something. I always thought he was like a sussy individual.
Look, I don't even care. Like, she's allowed to be as weird, and like, do I think it's good for her kids? No, but
I mean, there was even that news about her miscarriage, and some people were like, "I'm sorry, how do we even know that she was pregnant? Like, maybe this is all like something she's imagined." But anyway, back on topic. Some people also are saying like, I think they're taking this a little bit too literally and too seriously because they're like, Jeffree Star just exposed the satanic PDF file elite. This is happening.
PDF files.
And I'm sorry, like if that were the case, then like where are the names? Where are the details? Where's the proof of wrongdoing? I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing everything getting teased. But like again, like pull up the ladder behind you.
It's a marketing ploy. It's just it's a paint by numbers marketing ploy.
He's gonna have some malfeasance exposed pretty much either tomorrow or the next day. Well, and then he's gonna be like, "See, Illuminati."
Because on Friday I did mention Jeffree Star just offhand, and his, he's living his best life, farming and tending to his yaks and all of that. He's kind of stepped out of the public eye compared to where he was before. And now it seems like this is his comeback tweet that is going to get the most eyes on him that he possibly can. And it's working. But then, what's going to be the fruit from this?
If I was being cynical, I would say that being simply gay and androgynous is no longer in right now unless you're trans.
Get out.
So I don't know if it feels like there was Taylor Loren said he's an aging beauty influencer who's no longer relevant. And now,
Well, maybe that's a generational difference because,
Is
he
not
started his internet career so early on when this world was just not the same way.
He's
and
ancient compared to the average lifespan of an influencer,
to elaborate,
which is impressive.
Yeah, like to elaborate on what he was in trouble for. Back in his MySpace days, he was saying the absolute craze on social media. And like Brett, you're right. Like it was just substantively a different culture. And his explanation for that was like, there were people who were openly homophobic to me in public, and I lashed out in anger and said things equally abhorrent to them. Yeah. And, I'm willing to believe that. But then there are other things that just don't add up, like shady business practices and... there's endless drama that you can go search for yourself.
The wholesome vibe would be if this became about animal testing. That would be very early 2000s. If this was about them testing their makeup on poor
That's become such a
animals.
mainstream issue as well.
It's also, this is what I want now. Now is that I'm picturing that in the lifelong battle for the soul of America, on the front lines we have Donald Trump and Jeffree Star with big
Andrew
American
Tate.
and Andrew Tate, and they're battling.
Who's British?
What is Greta Thunberg gonna do about this? Is Greta Thunberg gonna
Tweet?
call up Klaus Schwab again and
Yes.
get him to suspend Jeffree Star on Twitter because that's how that works?
Well, does Jeffree Star have cows? I know Greta would be against cows because of methane.
Right.
So as long as
I'm
there's
sure
no
she's
cows,
against the yaks as well.
I mean,
I mentioned this off air, but I'm going to mention it again. I saw this insane Twitter thread recently about this like LGBT rehoming commune farm that was like an alpaca farm. And it seems like the natural outcome of like attempting communism. So like the alpacas just started dying en masse because they were getting neglected, and like all of this drama was happening, and people were like processing their trauma, like, and it like sounds like the most dysfunctional social institution.
they did.
Of course it would be, because it's called like, you know, Rainbow Ranch or something ridiculous like that. But no, Jeffree Star is just like living his best life, tending to his yaks. I don't know why he even wants to be in the public eye anymore.
Dude, he got invited into the Illuminati and he survived.
Like
He didn't ever go. He didn't ever go to Bohemian Grove.
What's the invite?
Criminal enterprises suffer from a lack of skilled labor, just like the rest of us.
Did they just send you via FedEx like, hey, there's children's blood?
I'm telling you, like they have a guy bring it to you. Like
Does he go to spirit cooking meetings?
It's cooler if they have it sent by Amazon Prime. Like you just have to have the right Amazon Prime account. Like you have to buy from the right vendor on Amazon Prime, and like you get it, and like you get there, and the colors are inverted on the Amazon Prime guy's vest.
Someone like pretends to be a DoorDash driver.
Yeah,
leaves a paper bag on your porch. Okay,
here's your delivery. Open it in private.
What I found funny about this is that Jeffree Star actually released a makeup collection with YouTuber Shane Dawson. Are either of you familiar with Shane Dawson?
Somebody in the comments earlier said Mary was Team Shane Dawson.
Was I?
Yeah, were you?
Is there proof? No, I'm not. I don't particularly like Shane Dawson, but I did watch his content.
Is he the guy that
back in the day.
sang a lot?
He made like parody music videos and short films and stuff. But anyway, they were like, he would do conspiracy theory like joke videos, and then he collabed with Jeffree Star to make this big makeup collection called the Conspiracy Collection. And they made this eyeshadow palette that was like inspired by conspiracy theories and, you know, the Illuminati. And they like did imprints on all of the shadows that were like, you know, the Eye of Horus and like all of this stuff. So he basically commodified conspiracy theories, and it just seems like this is part 2 for him. That's awesome. Know? Like it almost feels like cheapening the idea that there are people conspiring together who are in power to make, you know, hinting tweets like this. And then Brett, I'd like to play this video that Jeffree Star posted on his TikTok as well, where he's like basically saying like, I'm not suicidal, teehee.
I also want to point out that our crisis meter was off, so I think the Illuminati have gotten us too. I had to fix it.
By the way, if you guys get us a crisis party, you'll hear a new sound. We set up a new sound for it.
My favorite part of my job now is making new crisis party sound effects.
Leave your requests for crisis party sound effects in the comments, by the way.
It's a vibe.
Okay, we're going to watch this TikTok.
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
Custom
How
crisis
are
sound.
ya? I just wanted to check in and say hi. Yes, I'm doing great. Everything's amazing.
You look great.
No, I don't plan on being murdered tonight. I sent out some tweets yesterday, and I just wanted to start a conversation. I wanted to see where everyone's head was at. It's 2023 tomorrow, and there has just been so much change in my life over the last 3 years, and I wanted to share a glimpse. I know it's bizarre, maybe a little scary. People may think I'm full of shit. That's okay. The world's fucking insane. And I'm living my peaceful life out here, but there's so many things I hope to share soon. They
never want to share it right now. It's like fortune.
It's always like I think Jeffree Star is QAnon.
It's like fortune tellers. Why don't fortune tellers ever know the lottery numbers?
Guys, is Jeffree Star Q?
Could be. Yeah.
Let us know what you think. I think he's about to drop some mind-blowing information about the elites.
Maybe he's the one who knows whether Trump was a time traveler or not. Like, also, in a world full of Machine Gun Kellys, be a Jeffree Star, I guess.
Andrew Tate is currently getting shipped to Guantanamo Bay.
My first conversation with Tim was us eating Chinese food, and him showing me that book about Trump being a time traveler. He was just messing with me the whole time. He's like, yeah, read about it. I'm like, no.
Someone tweeted, I'm so tired of everyone saying things like this and then not exposing the Hollywood elites for what they truly are. What's the point in saying anything if you're not going to tell the full truth? As fans, we deserve that. Hollywood would be nothing without the public. I totally agree. I think that this is just maybe a cheap attention grab. I'm waiting for more from Jeffree, but like...
Seriously.
From now on every episode, just as we're going off the air, I'm like, tomorrow... on episode 273 of Pop Culture Crisis,
we have the anonymous insider information.
I'm going to expose them. The elites.
Don't.
And Dane's over here like, don't do it. Like, yes, it's guys, if you want us to expose the Hollywood elites, you'll have to tune in.
I'll do it.
Someone also replied, pretty sure Kanye is the one who got himself in the situation he's in, not the Hollywood elites. I think both are true. You know, like they haven't stolen all of his agency, but at the same time, we know that the Harley Pasternak conversation like basically exposed the truth that yes, he was getting manipulated and abused by a so-called personal trainer. That's a thing that happens to a lot of Hollywood.
What was his name?
Influencers.
I always forget his name.
Harley Pasternak.
Pasternak.
You guys,
where he literally says, "I'm going to drug you up and put you back in zombie land."
Yeah.
That's not something a personal trainer says. There are elements of this that need to be exposed.
And I'm just gonna say it: 10 crisis parties, and I'll expose the Illuminati.
Dane is gonna do it.
I'll
Dane is QAnon.
Yeah. Me and Jeffree Star. Have you ever seen us in a room?
But what I'm saying is, like, this is going to create. This is more of the parallel economy where now he's not just. He's going to be like the conservative beauty influencer along with that chick from Sephora
and Ollie London.
And they're going to start their own group.
Amanda Ensing, was that her name?
Was that her name?
I don't remember.
She's like, I like, I like Donald Trump and this and that, and they're like, you're fired. Like I remember, like they did a PragerU video about her where it was like their Stories of Us series, and I was just like, really?
Where's the Ulta equivalent? Since Ulta has been clowning,
I can imagine that like. It's kind of like YA. Of all of the mediums that have been infused with like social justice and just awful leftist culture. And by the way, I'm not saying liberal culture. I'm saying awful leftist culture. Out of all of them, the worst are YA novels and tabletop gaming, which are worse than comics, worse than video games, worse than Hollywood.
Worse in what sense?
Far more vicious. Far easier to get people in trouble. Like there's this great story about this lady who wrote a novel. She wrote her book, right? And she got so much backlash for it. She's I believe she was an Asian American immigrant, right? Her family grew up here, but she's like first generation American. And she wrote a story that involved the Chinese slave trade. And she got backlash for doing a slave story because in America, the only slavery that's ever existed is, the slave trade that existed here. And she got so much backlash. She just canceled herself. She canceled the book because she couldn't put up with people just treating her like she was just some type of subhuman. Like, and that's awful.
But other people in other industries have done the same thing. Like Jenna Marbles, she got in trouble for like so-called brown facing when she made this parody video of Nicki Minaj back in 2009. Literally quit YouTube over it. Like, she's not come back. I doubt she will, because people were that insanely vitriolic towards her over something she did over a decade ago. Like, she is nowhere to be found.
It's funny. I watched a documentary recently on the pro wrestler Triple H, and there's this segment that they did back in the 90s where the members of DX dressed up as the Nation of Domination, and most of them wore blackface because all of the members of the Nation of Domination, which was like The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and all these, and Mark Henry, they all dressed up in blackface except for Triple H, and I'm just waiting for the day. Like, how is it that none of those people get because wrestling's just a different industry. It's not quite as. It's actually pretty infused with like SJW culture now, but like
really,
yeah, oh yeah, like that's like
that's
SJWs like 2 years ago just decided they liked wrestling. Like none of them had,
and then they're like, I always liked it. I was always a fan. You weren't.
Did you see the thing I posted earlier about like that Lydia posted? It was like what men need to go into like Lifetime movies. Like, I've always wanted to.
Even that's been ruined.
I've always wanted to make a Lifetime movie and then make it about a big titty girl taking on like fighting a dinosaur in Napoleonic. Like it's incredible.
Even the Lifetime movies and the Hallmark movies have been ruined.
Yeah.
There's nothing untouched by this scourge.
Yeah. So it's just like, but now he will be pushed to the corners of the internet where he'll have to appeal to the right-wing audience.
I'm not even fazed by it anymore. I don't know. And I'm kind of scared by it. Like yesterday I was watching a bunch of speed runs and one of the so there's commentators on the stream and one person had pronouns it and it's.
That must be satire.
I don't think so, because when you watch the streams for games done quick, the advertisements are for, it's like the trans suicide hotline and for Black Lives Matter. So I think they're about it.
This is just beyond parody at this point. I'm not even engaging with this like level of insanity.
But I mean, it and it's. They
were
anymore.
Probably. That's got
thinks
to be
it's an
satirical.
object.
I don't think anyone outside of Tumblr
You can't let it slide. You can't let it slide in.
I was asked what my pronouns are once, and I was so offended.
What are they?
It and it's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to ban everyone from the chat if they don't use this.
What does it think?
No, but seriously, like who asks a question like that?
People in your generation, not ours.
In person. I was like, I'm a girl.
But yeah, see this guy in chat, Andrew Thornquist. Dane, I saw that too. I was stunned. That was on the Cult of the Lamb speedrun, right? Absolutely. Pronouns.
What do we have here?
What women have done to comics and video games, men should do to Lifetime movies. Be like, all my life I've been a fan of Lifetime movies. Directing one has always been my dream. And then making a movie about a woman with giant tits fighting aliens in Napoleonic Europe. Let's go!
Yeah.
I'm so ready for it. Let's do it. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.